Greetings, dear folk. My name is Charlie. Problems. The one thing we seem to have an abundance of is problems. And by their very nature, problems appear to be negative. The energy associated with problems appears to be negative. The more we focus on these problems, the more negative we become. Our habits of thinking tend to be negative. And this habit of negative energy seems to attract to us more problems. Problems that we didn't even know we had, all of a sudden pop up out of nowhere, demanding our attention. Some people refer to this as putting out fires. Problem after problem after problem. Where do they come from? Well, the law of attraction says we get what we think about. If we're thinking about problems, we're going to be attracting more problems into our experiences. How do we go about solving these problems? Problem solving is the broad name of the endeavors that we use to get rid of the problems. But first, we have to stop thinking about all of these problems. We have to go somewhere, either physically or in our thoughts, that invites the solution into our awareness. And this can be very difficult. When I was a little kid, some bright person in the school system decided to invent an accelerated program, college preparatory program. And I found myself all of a sudden surrounded by very bright people. And I found myself faced with problems I had no idea how to attempt to solve. I would get so frustrated that in my little bedroom, I would simply jump onto my little bed and I would take a nap for a few minutes. And I woke up, and all of a sudden, the answer, the solution, appeared in my consciousness. And I was surprised, I was shocked. I said, how did this happen? And then all of a sudden it kind of struck me that what I was doing was breaking my train of thought away from the problem. And by doing this, I was inviting in the solution. Now in our adult world, it's a little tricky to just take naps every time we have a problem, although that's still one of my favorite approaches. But some sort of activity that breaks our train of thought away from the problem, away from the negativity, and puts us into a positive frame of mind that invites the solution into our consciousness. Activities can include drinking a glass of water, standing up, taking a short walk around the office or around the yard or whatever environment you might be in. Some people even try meditating for a short period of time, holding a cat in your lap. These activities are positive in nature. They take us away from the problem, and when we leave the problem, we have entered into the domain of the solution. There are only two kinds of energies, positive or negative. The problem is negative. The solution is positive. Brilliant scientist Albert Einstein stated, "The answer to a problem will not be found by the same level of mind that noticed the problem to begin with." Beautiful way of saying it. As long as we are focused on problems, the solutions will not be found. Even if only for an instant, we break our train of thought away from the negative, and the only other place for it to go is to the positive. So when faced with an abundance of problems, find some way, some technique that works for you to get out of that negative cycle. The only other place to go is positive, and it's on the positive side of energy that the solutions will be found. Smile. A simple act of smiling involves an invitation to the positive energy. So when in doubt, you can scream and shout, or you can simply smile. Blessings on your journey.